Welcome to our new education, Goryanya Group GOP e-learning. This is a first test version. E-learning is a new way of presenting our company standards and should be seen as a complement to other educations like face-to-face education and workshops. In this e-learning we will educate you in the create process and how we in the group are planning and developing our product ranges, products, and services. The create process is divided into 6 phases within the innovation funnel. New create process where we develop our new product and services projects includes 5 main phases, the blue ones. Plus, after a product is introduced into our production, and the project is ended, we have one additional phase, the red one. Now we are going to present the first phase, long-term road mapping phase. During this phase we will develop our strategy of future products and services into roadmap plans and final budgets. The yearly road mapping plan. In front of you, you now see the total yearly plan, how the roadmaps and budgets are developed. We will now first explain how this plan is built up, and after that we will in detail, step by step explain all activities and related templates to be used during this work. In total it is 23 activities to be coordinated during the year, but for each function it is only a few activities, from 3 to maximum 6 activities. The template has on the top a headline presenting the process, in this case yearly road mapping and budget process. Below on a vertical level the plan is divided into 3 areas: brand, group, and finance strategy area. Innovation, project scoping and portfolio area. Road mapping and budgeting area. In the middle you find the timeline for this process. The yearly road mapping plan starts in beginning of December existing year and ends in November next year. Finally at the bottom you find information about who is the process owner of the process and also responsible for updates. We will now go more in detail and explain the 3 different vertical areas from 1 to 3. The first area, brand, group and finance strategy, is about giving the right strategic input and directions into the yearly road mapping work. This work ends up in the first yearly road mapping meeting, RM1. That is held yearly in week 12 on Wednesday. Second area, innovation, project scoping and portfolio, is about performing innovation workshops, cluster ideas into different projects, so-called project scoping, and perform portfolio analyses. This work ends up in the second yearly road mapping meeting, RM2. That is held yearly in week 24 on Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday is dedicated to a workshop day. Final third area. Road mapping and budgeting is about the final roadmap proposal and how to turn the roadmap into a final budget. This work ends first up in the final yearly road mapping meeting, RM3. That is held yearly in week 39 on Wednesday, and in the next step the final budget is provided to management board to be approved in week 47. To be able to have an effective process, it is important that all responsibility areas are performing their activities according to the plan. Especially during the budget process we have no slack in the process, and each responsible function has basically 2 weeks to perform their activities. However, things could happen and especially new directives could influence the budget process. Therefore it is important to still perform the activities according to the plan, and new directives will be added on to the ongoing process. Now over to the horizontal level. On the horizontal level the plan is divided into 6 different areas of responsibilities. We will now explain each area. The first area, marketing, brand and design, represents the 6 activities during the year that marketing and design functions are responsible for and when they should be performed. The second area, roadmap meetings, represents the yearly fixed road mapping meetings. These meetings is held to give input, perform workshops and finally present the results for the main stakeholders of this process. To make the planning of those meetings as simple as possible, they are always booked on the same week and day every year according to a fixed yearly plan. Here in the fixed yearly plan you can find the weeks and the days for the yearly road mapping meetings. This means that the different functions can always plan for their own activities in advance. The process owner is responsible to put those meetings into the Outlook system for several years ahead and inform process stakeholders. As a complement, invitation to attendance is to be sent out separately by the process owner. Besides road mapping meetings, you can also find the deadlines for the dates when the different budget steps should be delivered. The process owner is also requested to put those dates in the Outlook system and inform the right stakeholders. The third area: innovation. This presents the 3 proposed innovation activities to take place during the year. The first innovation activity in February is a so-called multi-jam. The purpose of this activity is to involve the Goryanya Group employees on a global basis around one major innovation challenges that is important to solve for the future in the group. The second innovation activity in April is an so-called idea hunt activity per programs, brands, and corporate functions. In this case, the different functions are responsible for setting up their own idea hunt challenges, and invite their own main stakeholders. Finally, between September to November, the programs can set up so-called creative patent workshops. The intention of those workshops is based on findings in the roadmaps, and to identify strategically important areas to protect by patents for the future, or equally important to block competition. For Activity 2 and 3, the different functions are responsible themselves to define the degree of the innovation work to be performed. They are free to set up additional innovation activities if needed during the year. But they can also decide to jump over those activities one year if they have good innovations enough in their plans. Important is, however, that the plans should still be updated and presented during the RM1 to RM3 meetings. Research on innovation in companies shows that it is important to have a fixed innovation process and fixed innovation activities during the year. But between those activities, the companies also needs to give the employees time to work with the ideas without disturbance of additional new ideas. In Goryanya Group, we have identified the 3 activities above as most important. The fourth area, programs, represents the 5 activities during the year that the programs are responsible for and when they should be performed. The fifth area, finance. Finance are responsible for 3 activities during the year. The first one is to give financial input and directives for the road mapping process. The 2 last ones are connected to summarizing the budget in total and provide it to the management board. The final 6th area, Management Board. Management Board is responsible for 3 activities during the year. The first one is to give strategic guidelines in the beginning of the process, the final 2 is about giving budget comments and finally approve the final budget.